Everybody's got a price.
Hello and welcome to SHARPBETS and Fantasy Sets. I am back.
Welcome back, old boy.
Here with Tim and Chris and everyone who's once again expecting Nick. I just have to say this isn't like the Joe Budden podcast. There's no animosity at all. This isn't like a Rory and Mal situation. Nick really has some personal shit going on right now, and his schedule's a little weird, and randomly just things are happening. So we can't force him to come on, but he does send his picks, and he will be back eventually. It's
Week 17? What?
Yeah, when the Eagles have a winning record, he'll be back, I guess.
Well, Scott, welcome to being the host.
Might not be there, but all right. So before we get started into a week 3 recap and into week 4, some things coming up. I mentioned last week, but on Wednesday we will have Rab himself, the episode dropping from Viva La Bam and Jackass, and then Laser will be dropping a week after that from American Gladiators, and then the week after that will be Laser again with his buddy Mike Pincus from Opsis Health, who created an app that gives you a 3-dimensional nutrition on any food you scan, along with locations where you're at. Basically a home personal trainer. He's with people who worked with Steve Jobs in like the 80s and 90s. So it was real fucking interesting. And it made me feel like a fat shit just listening to everything. So
hey, man,
says the smallest fucking one out of the 3 of us.
So like, and then we're going to have our Halloween episode later on the month with Duo Demonology. They were on last year. So we're going to talk about some weird, creepy shit with them. So other than that, catch Random University with Ellie and Brian, and then Freddie's still rocking with Mark's Side of the Ring, which I respect because he's doing it alone right now. All right, let's get into a week 3 recap, and we're gonna start with the good thing. We're gonna sprinkle the good, and then go from the bad to the worst. So I'm going to start this week. I was really confident with my team, the Cowboys, last week. They put a thumping on the Philadelphia Eagles Monday night. It wasn't even close. It was one fluke play. That game could have been like 49-7 if you really think about it. And we're at a point in the NFC East, I feel, where it was the early 2000s. McNabb was the quarterback, and the other 3 teams were just searching for that QB, and they could not find one, and the Eagles dominated. Dak right now is levels above these quarterbacks in the NFC East. It is showing. It's not even close. He is proving me wrong over the years. He's proven a lot of people wrong. I thought he was a game manager, but he has taken that next step, and now you've got guys like he's on a Russell Wilson level. I really feel that way. If not Russell Wilson, just right beneath it. And I think the Cowboys have a chance to really roll away with this NFC East. Host a playoff game, maybe win one. They're not there yet. Their defense is fast. It's better than expected, but they're looking really good right now. So that's how I feel with the Dallas Cowboys and the NFC East division. Let's go to the bad.
Hold up. Can I say, is this why Nick's not showing up? They lost to the Niners last week. Yeah. No Nick in sight. Now they lose to Dallas, still no Nick.
Yeah. Bruh. And they play the Jets this year, I believe, but they are 11-0 in franchise history versus the Jets. So if there's ever a time that Nick
if he loses to the Jets, we might not see him again, bro.
Yeah.
We know what episode Nick's going to come back for. Hold on. Let's just search. Let's search the schedule real quick. When do the Eagles and the Jets play? Do they?
Trust me, it'll be when nothing matters for either teams, even though nothing matters now. But all right, let's go to the bad. Then we'll get to the worst. We'll go to the bad, which is your Niners, man. I went to bed when it was 17-0. I was shocked you guys came back, and then I saw how you lost. So I know you were at a concert earlier in the day. I bet you wish you didn't even watch the game and stayed at the rock concert. So go on, sir.
Man, I mean, we had it, but that Aaron Rodgers fella. I mean, he's pretty good. So we gave him 30 seconds off the time. He went down, hit Devontae Adams for 2 plays. Nobody decided to guard him. Kicked the field goal. Ball game. It happens.
As a Cowboys fan, I know that pain all too well with Aaron Rodgers.
Hey man, listen. Only certain teams go undefeated. It's only 2 of them have happened in the regular season. So
yeah,
we weren't going to win every game, but whatever. It's all right. On to the next one.
Now, do you think, I know people were getting on them like, oh, see, my feeling is I hate when people are like, oh, you can't score that early. You got to score. You know,
get them points. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Listen, if the defense would have stopped them, you know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't be talking about this right now.
Right.
But hey, it happens. It is what it is. I mean, it sucks. I'm not happy about it, but whatever. It could be
more
worse.
often than not, what people don't realize is like even with Tom Brady, you know, or Peyton Manning, they only have 23 fourth quarter comebacks, 24, 30, you know, and that's in how many games. They don't come through more often than they do. So you got to get in the end zone. Like 9 times out of 10, the Niners are making that stop. Probably, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's like
7 seconds is not a lot of time.
Their secondary has been decimated with injuries. So I mean, and not for nothing. Not only is Aaron Rodgers pretty good, Devontae Adams, he's pretty good as well. So you know what? It's not like we got beat by the goddamn Jets.
Right.
Why? Well, I thought we're friends.
I'm you, old boy, because I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say anything. I would never, ever insult you to your face, sir. I would wait till you turned around, and then I talk a whole bunch of shit. You know who I am.
No, no, hey.
Well, you said about Devontae Adams, though. If you think about it, going all the way back to Sterling Sharp and Donald Driver,
Greg Jennings.
Right, this could very well be the best Packers receiver of all time. I mean, like it's up there. They have never really had a great receiver. They never had like a.
Now, but hold up. But to that point though, is he really good, or is Aaron Rodgers making him good? Because
I think he's really good. I don't think he's a Jordy Nelson or a Greg Jennings case. I think Devontae Adams is really good, but there's almost no way to find that out. Like,
yeah, exactly. Until next year when Rodgers leaves.
Yeah, and then well, no, because then he has a stud quarterback anyway in Jordan Love.
All right, yeah.
But it is. Now, all right, let's get to the worst. I am embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed for myself for even thinking at a shot. I'm embarrassed I live close to the stadium to even be in the same vicinity as
the words, old boy. Be all right.
As the Jets. I mean, this was embarrassing. They didn't even put up a fucking game. And Tim, just stop watching. Honestly.
I mean, I think the last time they scored a point, Donald Trump was still in office. I don't know. It's been a minute since they got even 3. They can't even kick a field goal. It's bad. It is bad to be a New York Jets fan. Green is not goddamn not the color of the year so far for me.
Right.
It's rough. There's not much you can say. It's you're going to go through growing pains with a rookie quarterback. He still doesn't have the best wide receivers to throw the ball to. He does not have a running game. Mm-hmm. The running game is non-existent. He's out his left tackle. I mean, he's fighting an uphill battle from day one, and it's hard because it's not his fault. But we went through this the last 2 years. It is what it is, and it's going to be this way for the foreseeable future. So I don't know if there's any amount of points that the Jets could get that I wouldn't take the other team, considering we can't score any. Not to foreshadow one of my picks, but I might as well just pick against them until it happens.
The defense isn't horrible either. Like it's really kept them in games. I'd hate to say it because like they were in that game until the fourth quarter when the time ran out. Like, go on, Dennis, sir.
No. If I can say about the defense, because I've seen this with my team in the years past. Like your defense can keep playing, keep balling, but if they keep having to go back on the field, eventually they're gonna get tired. They're gonna get worn out. Teams are gonna put up points. Like I remember it happened with my team. Like defense would play lights out football, then the offense gets the ball, 3 and outs, back on the field, lights out football, 3 and outs, back on the field. It's like eventually you won't get tired. You're going to eventually just say, hey. They're going to score on you eventually.
I put it this way: in baseball now, you'll take a 6-inning 3-run start, and like in football, you'll take 20 to 23 points. Like if your defense can hold the team to that, there's no reason in today's NFL you can't score 24 points. So like you'll take that. Like, and I think Jets have done that. They've been in the game if they were just a little competent. Like, and you're just worried because this is just so Jets. And even though we're not fans, we're around here. We see what happens. It's kind of like, oh, this is so Mets. Well, this is so Jets. You know what I mean? It's like, are they going to ruin another guy? Because they fucked up with Sam Darnold by just hiring Adam Gase. And I'm not saying Sam Darnold is great, but he's competent. Like he's a very serviceable quarterback.
Look what he's doing now.
Right.
He's cooking right now.
Yeah. So Tim, is that like what's your biggest fear? Is what I'm asking. Like,
there is no fear. I've seen the biggest fear. The biggest fear is it's another Sam Darnold, where he's going to play a couple of years, then they're going to finish with the worst record, and they're going to be like, well, from a financial standpoint, the smartest to do is trade him for capital and pick a new quarterback and pay him the rookie minimum, or whatever the rookie salary is, and then we're just just a big spiral.
Yeah,
and it's just.
That's a good point. So that's where I want to take it to the other team in our area because they're going to be in that position is the Giants who are 0-3, which I can't say without a smile on my face because I love it.
Man, boy, you better wipe that smile off your face.
I know. But in all seriousness, like you're looking at the same situation that they're going to be in that the Jets were in with Daniel Jones. The Giants, I said from the beginning, man, that year Barkley was coming out, they should have taken. Well, that was the quarterback year with Darnold, right? Yeah. I said they should have taken Darnold or Josh Allen, and then you could go with the offensive line. They fucking sold themselves on Eli, who has had nothing left since 2013. They fucked up royally with that Barkley pick. And now they're staring down the barrel of, we got to pay Barkley, and we're going to have to pay Daniel Jones, and they've shown nothing. Barkley in Penn State was a home run hitter. If you watch games, he would have one run for 90 yards and then 6 for 20 the rest of the game. Like it was that one hit. And he does that now in the NFL. He hops, steps, and doesn't get anywhere. He'll break free. So where do you think the state of the Giants are, sir? I'll start with you since you're local and you have friends who are Giant fans.
I mean, that I don't know. MetLife, for some reason, teams are 0-6 in that stadium. It's not a good look for Snoopy. Snoopy out here like this is some bull. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know, bro. It's Daniel Jones. I don't know. I mean, people keep getting hurt. He just lost while Blake Martinez got injured. I mean, Barkley had a good game last week. Me and Sick both said that, like in our DFS lineups, that if he was going to ball out, this was the game. Yeah. So I mean, but who knows? I mean, one player can only do so much. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think personally, Daniel Jones is right where, like, I think he's equal to Sam Darnold's skill. He might be a little better mobile wise. Like they run that option with him a lot more. He's less goofy running the ball. Darnold is like a little like awkward, but it comes down to the money point. Like, are you really sold that you could pay this guy 5 years, $100 million? Then you can't pay anyone else. Like, this is what happens to the Seahawks. This is what happened to I mean, I'm worried it's going to happen to the Cowboys. You know, this is what happens. So would you pay him? Do you think he's the quarterback?
I mean,
there's no way they can pay him. No. It doesn't make any sense because you're going to get, if they're going to keep being bad, you're going to get a QB that's equal or better than him at whatever spot you're picking. And they're just going to trade him for a 6-round pick so he could be a backup somewhere. Yeah. It's the only thing that makes sense. I don't personally, with my eyes watching him, I don't think he's the future of the Giants. What do I know?
You figure all quarterbacks, I feel like they get paid. Like Kirk Cousins got the bag, and I mean, who's Kirk Cousins? You know what I'm saying? But
that was a bad move because if you think about it, they were as good with Case Keenum, and they were able to.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Honestly, I always felt like a team is like does their best work when they're not paying their quarterback top dollar. Like either they're on a rookie deal or they're paying somebody like low dollars. Like Seattle, when Russell Wilson was getting paid rookie contract, they were able to go out and take care of the Legion of Boom, take care of the defense, take care of the people. As soon as you got to pay that dude, like the Chiefs, but Pat Mahomes when they had to count. I mean, they still have those weapons, but like they had a lot more weapons, and now you got to pay him. Let's see what happens.
Now they're vulnerable. Those teams have weaknesses. Quarterback.
After you pay somebody, like as you said, with your Cowboys, right? Like you paid Dak top dollar. Now let's see.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's what worries. So in football, you kind of have like a 4-year window from that draft. You better have the place. Hey, I compare it to hockey. You cannot have your highest paid player being a goalie. Like, that's where the Rangers fucked up. Like, you can't have Lundqvist being the highest paid player because then you lose Callahan, you lose Dubinsky, you lose all these people. I'm a Penguin fan, and I just know the Rangers because I'm around here. That's why I'm throwing names out. But that's what it is. And when the Penguins won their 2 cups in 2016, 2017, back-to-back, they had a rookie contract under Matt Murray, and they were able to dump Fleury with that $35 million contract and then stick with the same team. So it's kind of the same with quarterbacks.
Are we talking hockey, sir?
Sorry, yeah, you got to throw in every sport. I throw in baseball, hockey.
Sir, that's the one where the people they have skates and it's on the ice and they have the sticks with the.
Okay, I got you.
Okay,
all right.
I'll help you out with that one.
Right.
Okay.
And then so that's week 1, 2. Week 3. I want to touch on one more thing. Everyone who is yelling for Justin Fields, I understand why. And the Bears, listen, I would want it too. Like, you know what Andy Dalton is. Like, 1 yard passing net though, man, that is a devastating rookie performance.
Yeah.
It's not
all I gotta
not his fault, but it's a bad look. Just,
all I gotta say is, shout out to Mr. E, because I played him in a fantasy league where he started Justin Fields. And in this league, you get -2 for a sack. Justin Fields netted him negative 13.5 points.
Oh
so
my God.
Thank you. Thank you for starting him. You still would have got waxed if you had either way, but thank you for starting.
That is terrible. Can I just so two quick things and then we'll move on. Number 1, we will see Nick in week 14 because the Jets and Eagles play week 13. Okay. So that's when you can expect to give the host back to Nick. And second, Mr. Justin Tucker, 66.
Oh yeah,
throw some love on that guy. Fucking bomb.
The poor line.
First of all, can I say that the Ravens shouldn't have been in that position? They should have busted Detroit. Hollywood Brown, I'm looking at you, pimp. You see these? These are called hands, Mo. All right? You get paid to catch the football. What are you doing out here? Like, come on, Hollywood.
The other way, like, this is why you can't do prevent defenses. I don't care if it's 4th and 20. You send 5. You know what I mean? Like, put pressure on the fucking QB. You have Lamar Jackson standing back. That's why you're the Lions. That play of 4th and 19. That is why you're the Lions. Like, it's a cultural thing. It's just like it just is why. Like, that doesn't happen. If you're a Tom Brady team, if you're the Pats, you don't let up a 4th and 17 on that play. You just don't. Like, it's just. And then, of course, the Lions don't get the delay a game, which it was a delay game. And those poor fans, like, the heart is up and down because it. I know.
I know their pain of damn. Well, like, they're sitting there like they knew it was going to happen.
Right. And one last game I want to touch on. I think it's time that we maybe pass the torch from Big Ben to Joe Burrow and the rest of this division, because I think for the first time since I was a kid, you might see, and I might not be wrong, you might see the Steelers finish in last place. I'm not sure that's happened in my lifetime.
It's been a while since they've had a losing record. I think Mike Tomlin has gone never had. I think it's like how many straight winning records or winning seasons?
I would say the year they drafted Roethlisberger was probably the last time.
He's never had a winless, a losing season. So. And
it might not
have. But to pass the torch? Wait a minute, sir. You do realize Baltimore's still in that division. You going to pass it to Joe Burrow?
No, I'm talking about just giving it up like that team to fear. Nobody cares.
Big Ben should have sat his behind down a couple years ago, bro. He's been washed for a minute, so.
Well, he's been more drama though than like that. Like, you look at Eli and Rivers and Roethlisberger. Big Ben's been drama his fucking career.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard him in the offseason say, I really hit the gym this offseason. Yeah. Bro, you should have been doing that your whole career.
Not to mention you're still 40. Like, it's like,
you know what I'm saying? I hit the gym extra hard this season. Bro, stop it. You should come on now.
Yeah, it's just a different.
Tom Brady been in the gym. Tom Brady live in the gym. Aaron Rodgers is in the gym. Russell wants to be in the gym. You just now hitting the gym in your 17th year? Come on, man.
Yeah, like, that's a long time playing football, man. Like, Brady is obviously an anomaly, but like, I think that's the right word. I don't care. But like, thank you. But like, it's not gonna happen for everyone, man. Like, it's just not. So that's my take on week 1. Why do I think it's week 1? These weeks are flying.
I mean, you wish it was week 1, bro.
I know.
I wish it was week 1.
Bro, you're already 4 weeks in. October's here. It is just these weeks fly. I mean, we're coming up on 2 years since COVID already. It's depressing to think how fast time goes. It really is. You know what got me? How fast time went? This is weird, but I was listening to a Davy Jones song from the Monkees the other day, and I was like, this dude just recently died. And I looked it up. He died in 2012. And I go, no fucking way did that dude die in 2012. So I'm coming up on 10 years on a Davy Jones death, and that really fucked with my mind. So we'll ignore the fact that I listened to Davy Jones.
All right, wait a minute. So we are talking about the Monkees and hockey. Bro, man, bring back Nick. Let's get this dude out of here.
Hey, what are you going to do? So, all right, let's go on to our parlay picks segment. And as the standing show right there, we got a lot of catching up to do. Not really. They're probably pissed I'm on the show. I stand at 7-2 after a 3-0 week last week. Sir is in second place at 4-5 after 2-1 last week. And then in the basement, the cellar, we got Tim and Nick, who you could argue are more intense on like looking up stuff and gambling in general as far as picks. I would actually consider you two more knowledgeable than me, which sometimes is a flaw maybe.
All I need to do is look up everything, find the perfect bet, and just pick the opposite.
The opposite, yeah.
Like if it makes sense, it you know it's too good to be true.
So right now they're at 2-7 after a big goose egg 0-3 last week. So first we'll do Nick's picks. So since he texted them over to me last week, Nick lost with the Giants on a -3 as the Falcons beat them at home on Eli Manning jersey retirement day. Just to throw salt there.
I tried to tell y'all, those are the games that the Giants be losing.
Yep.
I tried to tell y'all last week.
They would have won in Atlanta on Matt Ryan day.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
He also lost with the Steelers, getting, I believe, a -3 as the Bengals went in there and just beat the crap out of them. And he lost with Vegas, which was very annoying if you had that point spread because they were up 8 the whole game and then that 2-point conversion. And obviously Vegas won in overtime, but it was by a field goal. So Nick's picks this week, he's going with the same game for 2 picks. He's going with Detroit +3 on the road versus Chicago. I think that's going to be a popular pick, actually. He's also taking the over in that game at 42 points. So I think he expects Justin Fields to get on the board this week a little more. And as you know, the Lions could score. And then he is going with the G-Men again. He's taking the Giants +7 on the road in a house of horrors. I feel in New Orleans. This is New Orleans' first game back in the dome since the hurricane. That is a ballsy pick for Nick there, and hopefully he can make up some ground because 2-7 doesn't work.
In his defense, you did just say they win the games that they shouldn't.
You know what? Yeah. You're right.
Oh, better point than this.
Is a glutton for punishment. That's all I got to say.
Glutton for punishment. So we'll start from the basement. We'll start from the ground up. That's what we'll do.
Started from the bottom.
No, yeah. So
go.
Tim, you take it. Last week you went 0-3 as well. You got burned with the Chiefs. You lost to Vegas, and you took the Bears on a +7. So talk about how you feel about your picks last week before you get into your new one.
Made perfect sense to me when I looked it up.
Right.
Justin Fields, thank you for getting sacked 800 times, you piece of shit.
Breaking news, he was just sacked again today.
I just sacked him right there. It's great. I'll make my picks short, sweet, and to the point. Taking your Dallas Cowboys, Scott, -4.5 against Carolina. Carolina's not going to have CMC. Dallas is looking great. It's under a touchdown spread. We'll see how good Sam Darnold really is with a Jets-looking team without a fucking running back to save him. And we'll see what Chuba Hubbard does as the what I'm imagining is the main guy. I'm taking the Titans -7 against my Jets. How the Jets are at 14-point dogs in this game, I have no clue.
It's scary.
I mean, the Jets just can't. They haven't scored. So what is Tennessee got to put up 10 points and they're good. I'll take Tennessee -7, and I'm taking the Ravens getting a point against Denver. I know Denver has been looking good, but then you have to go back and see who Denver's played so far, and they have not played anybody good. You know, I know you have to beat the teams that you play, and you know that's part of being in the NFL, but this is going to be their first real test, and the Ravens have had pretty good teams that they've played against so far, and I'm going to take the Ravens getting 1.
All right, yeah, that's I like those picks, Tim. I think you're going to make up some ground. Sir, last week you went 2-1. Your best pick was the under with the Denver Jets game because you didn't have to sweat that out at all. I believe you went with Tampa, though, over the Rams, which was a loss. And then your other win, I don't recall what it was. I should have looked that up.
I don't remember right now. But Tampa, had I known that Antonio Brown wasn't going to be in that game, I might not have picked him because between him and Godwin, where's Mike Evans at? Like, what's he been doing with himself? You know what I'm saying? But
Sir,
no Bizzle.
You took Cincy against the Steelers, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, Yeah, oh yeah, it did take.
You and Nick had like conflicting picks.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had Cincy because.
Oh no, you took Atlanta. Sorry about that.
Oh, I was a fan of both of those games.
Yeah, you
Cincy
took
and Atlanta. They both hit. So, but it's a new week, so I'm one of my best is the same. I'm riding with this train.
Okay.
Sorry, old boy. I'm going with the Jets, Titans, the under 45. And you said it. Jets can score. What, the Titans going to win 46-0? Who knows? It could happen, but I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? So give me the under 45. Second game. Give me the Rams minus 4.5 over Arizona. McVay is 4-0 and 3-0-1 at ATS against Kingsbury. He has his number. You know what I'm saying? And the Rams have 8 straight victories over Arizona. All have been by double digits except for one. So the Rams got the Cardinals number. You know what I'm saying? They're both 3-0. The Rams have just beat Tampa. The Cardinals, they're 3-0, but they could easily be like 1-2. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But the Rams definitely do have their number. And the third game, give me Detroit plus 3. Interesting note for you guys: underdogs of 3 points or less are 11-5 against the spread this year. Also, all 11 covers have won straight up. So there's 6 short dogs this week. I said the Falcons. I mean the Lions, the Falcons, the Vikings, the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Ravens. So it seems like dogs have been not only covering that spread or short dogs, but winning as well. So,
Sir, who the Seahawks play this week?
Don't worry about that. This, it's 11-5, right? They're about to be whatever. What is this? About to be 17-6. God damn, you're
okay. So, all right, just making sure we know.
I know. No, trust me. I see that. I was like, all right, but hey, we'll see.
All right, at the top of the leaderboard, which keeps me coming back, actually, is
I'm saying.
hey.
Oh, see, you've been getting rid of Nick. That's what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, last week I won with the Rams. I took them over the Bucks. I thought it was a statement game for Stafford, and he delivered. Didn't even know Deshaun Jackson was still in the league, actually, till that touchdown. I took my Cowboys on a Monday night. I didn't even have to sweat that out. And then I took Minnesota, who came through at home as a +1 and actually won the game outright. So this week I'm going with 2 home favorites and 1 road favorite. I'm going to start off with the Dallas Cowboys on a -4. Daytime Dak. Dak is 10-2 at 1 p.m. games in his career, which I think I read that somewhere. Pretty cool. Means absolutely nothing, but I really love the Cowboys right now at this home game. They usually play pretty well versus the Panthers, even when the Panthers had Delhomme and the Cowboys had Quincy Carter. This is like one team they usually play well versus. And the Panthers are 3-0, but their combined teams they beat are 0-9. So I really think this is the litmus test, and you're coming into Dallas without CMC, CMC. I really like Cowboys in this game -4. You're telling me they can't win 27-20? Come on. I like the Chargers on a Monday night -3.5. That hook scares me a little bit. But the Raiders are 3-0 coming into LA. And I think the Chargers had that road victory in Kansas City last week. Herbert proving himself here. I think this is a settled down game for the Raiders. 3-0 going to the road. I think they're going to lose this game about 24-17. So I like the Chargers to cover that game. And I am taking the revenge game for Tom Brady. I'm taking the Bucks -6.5 on the road in New England. This is going to remind me of when Favre was in Minnesota and went back to Green Bay and just showed no fucking mercy. I think this game is. I think Brady will run the score up. I don't think the Pats are that good. I don't care that Belichick coached them. I think that the talent level is just way too opposite, and I like the Pats to lose this game 31-13, 31-10. I really. You gotta like that. You gotta like that, bro. I think it's gonna be a beating. I really like this game.
It's gonna be.
Even if it's not and they cover the 6.5, it's fine by me.
No, I hear you, but listen, I ain't going to disrespect the old man like that. Bill Belichick, he doesn't know how to coach. Listen, I'm saying, like, he might have a trick over under his hoodie or something. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I just really like this game. I don't know. It is what it is. Sometimes you get a feeling. And at 7-2 at the top of the leaderboard, who are you?
All right, hey, so I'm gonna need you to take some L's and then come back down.
Hey, this is your chance to make up 3 games. One more game. That's not on the. Go on, Tim.
It's going to be a shame that none of us are actually going to be awake to watch the end of that Patriots and Bucks game. There was 8:20 games on Sunday night when you got to work the next day, and may or may not had a couple drinks prior to. It's rough.
Yeah, so I pick a Sunday night and a Monday night game. So It should be interesting. One game I like that is obviously not on my board though. I love the Saints to crush the Giants, and I also like the Dolphins -2 versus the Colts. The Colts are fucking weird, man. I don't know what's going on with them. Jonathan Taylor can't get in the fucking end zone. It's very frustrating as a fantasy owner. So, is there any other games you like, sir, that caught your eye?
Pick your Niners, old boy. Pick your Niners.
I mean, I picked them last week. No, that Chiefs Eagle game, man. Listen, the Chiefs have been playing like trash, straight up. But this might be a get right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Philly, as I said, look bad against your boys. I mean, I don't know if there was more of them looking bad or your boys just made them look bad, but
right.
Eventually, Mahomes got to wake up. I mean, you 1-2. You got a couple of teams looking you in last place in the division.
Yeah.
If I would have told you after 3 weeks that the Chiefs were in last, y'all all would have laughed right in my face.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles cover this 7.5. I could see that happening. 30 to 20.
Because the Chiefs can't stop anybody.
Right. Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts could give him fits, and it's essentially the NFC East now is in a must-win situation with Dallas' schedule ahead. Dallas has Carolina, the Giants, and New England. I think they have Atlanta after that. And Minnesota. So these NFCs needs to start winning because they can fall far behind if Dallas catches stride. So these are important games. Tim, any other games you see? I was like, I touched Tim. I don't know why.
One more game. Actually, I was actually looking at that Buffalo Houston.
Yeah, me too.
Buffalo has been putting up points in bunches. Houston, they're not very good. So that game will get out of hand pretty quick.
I didn't have the balls to take it. I didn't have the balls to take it though.
I did bet before the season for Buffalo to be the highest scoring team in the NFL as a prop bet. So that looks pretty good because they just like to score a lot.
Yeah.
Tim, I would have to say though, before you get to your pick, the Titan Jet one. That one kind of scares me. You're right. Why isn't that higher?
I don't know.
It's fucking creepy.
It's one of the ones where I'm picking it here, but then we do a pick 5 pool at the firehouse, and I'm like, I'm not touching that game. I don't know why.
It'll be 17-13 somehow. You know, it's a scary pick.
Hey,
that's the under.
That'll hit the under.
That's the under. We know. I know where you're going.
That's the under. You know what I'm saying?
Tim, any other game?
No, I mean, you say you like the Dolphins. Dolphins look like dog shit. So I was gonna get the Colts getting a point or a point and a half, whatever it ended up being. Just something about the Dolphins I just don't like. I don't like anything about their team right now.
Could it be their rival for the Jets?
Yeah, could it be that we might actually have a chance to win a game this season when we play them? Yeah, maybe. I just it's just a team that I could not see myself betting on until they play a little bit better.
Right.
So that's the only reason I would take the Colts.
Makes sense.
And sir, I do like your Niners. I think Seattle is not a very good team. Your guys' defense is gonna hopefully show up against Russ.
Especially
like they always do.
Especially after that loss last week. I really love the Niners. I think this could be like a game in Seattle when you guys used to go there and they would just beat I could see this being like a 34 to fucking 10.
Listen, I know my 3 picks, I picked one, but I don't like betting division games because
I agree.
In teams in division, I know I picked one, but the teams are always built to beat the other division teams. So those are usually always pretty close. So
yeah, you could throw records out. It could be 0-9 versus 9-0. That division game, it doesn't fucking matter.
No matter the division,
right?
Every you're built to stop your other team. So
it's only football too. You know, it really is.
At the end of the day, yeah, exactly. So
it's only football. Those division teams. All right, let's go to DFS. I'll start this because I run through it quick because I don't understand what I'm doing really. I did pretty well with Kirk Cousins last week. He was like my key guy. He actually showed up with Adam Thielen. So I'm going pretty heavy with Dallas this week. 6,700 Dak is, which I think is pretty cheap for Dak. So I'm going to go him as a quarterback. Running backs, I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara at a high 8,400, but he hasn't really broke out yet. And I think the Giants defense is one he could break out versus, and they're going to use that in the Dome with him. And like we said, first game back in the Dome, this is an emotional game. Let's not forget what happened after Hurricane Trina on that Monday night game. I know it's not the same, but that place is going to be rocking. I like 5,400 Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the Chiefs. The way Zeke and Tony Pollard they were getting 9 yards a carry on Monday night, and they're probably going to limit what Mahomes has to do here. I think Andy Reid, I know he's a throwing coach, but he's seeing you're letting the guy do too much, man. He's starting to turn the ball over a bit. Why not just establish a running game, screen passes? I'm going to pair Cooper with Dak for 6,000. And then I'm going to get wide receiver Cole Beasley for the Buffalo Bills for 5,400. And, sir, I'm going with your boy Deebo Samuel for 6,500. The Seahawks defense is a shell of what it was even 5 years ago. It is not good. I'm going to go tight end. I'm going to go Dalton Schultz along with Dak. He had 2 touchdowns last week. He's a little more athletic than Blake Jarwin. So he's only 3,400. Defense, Detroit. I got for 2,200, which was very cheap versus Justin Fields' offense. And flex, I'm going with Kareem Hunt, $6,000 for the Browns, who actually had a good game last week. And they're on the road versus Minnesota. It's a tough game, but I ran out of money. So that's what that is. Sir, we'll go to you.
Hey, Sky. First of all, I'm gonna start with my defense because you learn, no boy. You learn to go to the defense.
Yeah,
I got the Detroit Lions as well at 2,200. I don't care who's playing quarterback. Justin Fields, you got like 152 times. Andy Dalton, trash. Nick Foles, yeah, he won a Super Bowl, but he ain't on Philly no more. So give me the Detroit Lions, 2,200. All right, at quarterback, Sig, I got an old friend of yours, Sam Darnold, against the Dallas Cowboys at 6K. Like no CMC, which means the running game has suffered, which means he won't have to throw, and he's got plenty of weapons to throw the ball to, including one. I have a receiver, DJ Moore. When CMC went out, they looked to him early and often. So DJ Moore at 600, I like that one. At running back, I feel like I'm picking on your boys here. I got Derrick Henry at 8,800. Like, Derrick Henry's a grown man. Who gonna stop him on your squad? I don't think that's possible. So I got Derrick Henry at 8,800, and I got David Montgomery at 5,800. Listen, the quarterback option, the quarterbacks weren't looking too good. Hopefully, they say, hey, listen, we can't throw. Let's just hand the ball to David Montgomery, and let's see what he does. And at 1,500, it's pretty cheap. So I feel like he could pay off that salary quite easily. All right, my wide receiver 2 was Mr. Manny Sanders at 4,900 against the Houston Texans. Listen, as we've mentioned, the Bills put up points in bunches. Like Stephon Diggs, he's been doing a little bit, but Manny Sanders he's been doing okay. He's been averaging 14.1 fantasy points a game, and he has 20 targets through the first 3. So they've been looking his way. And at 4,900, again, it's too cheap. And my wide receiver 3, Jalen Waddle at 4,900. Last game, he's been Jacoby Brissett's best friend. 13 targets last game when Tua Tebow went down. So again, 4,900 is pretty cheap for a receiver who can get 13 targets. At tight end, I went Max Williams at 3K. This is more of a dart throw. He's been playing 75% of the snaps. If he gets maybe 4 catches, 50 yards, that'll pay off that salary pretty nicely. At flex, I went Cooper Kupp at 7,800. He has 5 touchdowns through 3. He's got double-digit targets every game. He's been balling. And against Arizona in a high-scoring game, he has a possibility to put up some monster numbers.
That's good. Yeah, Tim?
I like it. Hey, real quick shout-out, SBSF, Daily Fantasy League. Mr. E took the title. He won the $10 whatever prize pool it was.
By the way, he did not start Justin Fields in daily like I did. I made that mistake. I was like, cheap quarterback. Let me get some of that. Absolutely nope, can't do it.
You got some of it, old boy.
I got some of it. All right, I got a whole 3 points out of it.
All right, I've got a couple of the same picks as you guys. I'll just rattle them off real quick. Defense, the Detroit Lions. Everything you guys said. Wide receiver, Cooper Kupp. The hottest wide receiver on the planet. I paired him with Matt Stafford at QB. Like Sir said, high-scoring game. Arizona defense, meh, they're okay. He's putting up 26 points per game. I believe you
missed that trash, old boy.
Yeah, well, either way. Running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Like you said, Zeke torched Philly. CAH had a good game last week. Scored a touchdown. 5,400. It's not very expensive.
Right.
Speaking of not very expensive running backs, Mr. Corduroy Patterson, 4,900 against Washington. I don't like him playing Washington's defense against Washington's defense, but they are giving my man some touches. And if you're getting touches for that cheap amount of points, amount of dollar value, you're gonna get some numbers, and that's all I'm hoping for. And you guys have your dart throws. Here are my 2 wide receiver dart throws. Dart throw at 3,300. Kadarius Toney. Yes, the rookie for the Giants. Shepard, out. Slayton, out. Who else do they have besides the number 1 in New York? Those looks have to go somewhere else.
The cornerback and the safeties are pretty good options.
That might happen too. Not going to bother me one bit. I didn't bet on the Giants. No, sirree. Wide receiver, 3 dart throw. $3,200. What was his name? Oh, Donovan Peoples-Jones. I can't even read my own handwriting. That's how bad it is. Versus Minnesota. Minnesota's 29th against the pass. I'm looking just for a random touchdown. I have no idea if it's going to happen, but like Sir said, behind Odell Beckham, who do they got?
Right.
Why not him? And now my big spending at tight end, Mr. Travis Kelce. If Schultz is scoring 2 touchdowns against the Eagles, what do you think Kelce could do? I'll say no more. And to fill out my roster at flex, Devontae Adams, 7,900 against Pittsburgh. It's Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I
we didn't even touch on the Steelers Packer game, which it's weird because like any other year that would be like, wow, that's the matchup, but the Steelers aren't there this year. Like they don't have that power of like the audience. They can't attract you this year. It's fucking weird. Actually, it's strange, but football goes in cycles. That's how it is. The Browns are more entertaining than the Steelers now, which we never.
Yo, man, listen. First of all, tonight's game might be more entertaining than.
I want to get to that. Yeah, so that's our DFS pick. So let's get to the Thursday night game. I actually like the Jaguars. I really do. I think I would throw some money on the money line. It's a plus 280, which I probably will do after this show. Why not? The Bengals just came off a road win. This is a letdown game for them, kind of like the Steelers had at Buffalo back home. It could really be. It's a young team. There's a young quarterback. Oh my God, we're riding high and mighty. We just talk shit about the Steelers. Like, pay attention. There's a team 3 days away. And my prop bet for this game will be an anytime touchdown by Trevor Lawrence. Option plus 450. I like that bet. That's my only one I really saw that to me would be something to throw $25 on. You hit about 110. So that's my prop bet for the Thursday game. Tim, what do you think about tonight's game?
I mean, you have to like Cincy. Until the Jaguars show that they can put up a fight in some of these games, it looks like they're a college team trying to play in the pros. And that could be from coaching. That could be from the quarterback play. I'm not sure. It could be a mixture of both. Would I still like to see Trevor Lawrence in a Jets jersey? Yeah, absolutely. I would be okay with it because I think he's going to definitely get better. Well, we'll see if that's the case or not. I put in 2 bets already, and they're both first touchdown to score. With DraftKings, they give you a nice little not a bonus.
Insurance.
Thank you, sir. So I put $20 on Jamar Chase at plus 400 to score the first touchdown. And I also I had a $5 free bet from playing some casino games, and I put that on Joe Burrow to score for the first touchdown at plus 1,000. Other 2 bets I'm going to put in, I think I'm going to put them in as a same game parlay. I'm going to take Joe Burrow over 1.5 touchdown passes. That's minus 205. I'm going to take Joe Mixon at minus 115 to get over 89.5 rushing yards. I think they're going to be up late and garbage time is going to happen, and they're going to run the clock out, and he'll get it late in the fourth quarter. Little Joe Mix action.
Sir, before we get to your picks, let's just go over what me and you were talking about last Thursday, where we were high and mighty on CMC. And why
you got to bring up this?
What did we say? We even said, now what'll happen is he won't do anything.
He gonna get hurt. Like I'm saying, you hyping him up like, yo, he gonna cook.
Every bet.
And he was cooking. He was cooking. But,
and every bet, every prop against.
As soon as he got hurt, I was like, come on, really? You gonna do us like that?
Yep, it's like they knew.
I'm saying, But so with my props, I'm not hyping up just one player. I'm hyping up everybody because I hyped up CMC last week and it blew up. Sick. I like the Jamar Chase one. I have him as any time to score plus 100 and his first touchdown at plus 700. You know, Burrow been looking at him. Been looking for him. So I like that one. Plus T Higgins, I believe, is not playing tonight. So he's been balling. I also like Joe Mixon over 2.5 receptions at minus 130. He's gone over that total in all three of the games. And I like DJ Shark at over 48.5 receiving yards.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, hey, hopefully one of them hit, man. And hopefully,
Plus, there's a DK boost. I think it was over Lawrence and Burrow combined for 5.5 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns.
Over 5, yeah.
Yeah, I do like that one because
let's be honest.
Hopefully the game's exciting. Hopefully it's not like a 13-10 ball game, and I'll be asleep by half. You know?
Let's be honest. Some of these games on Thursday nights, especially this one, even though the Bengals are good and it's Trevor Lawrence, I mean, it doesn't really appeal to the average fan. So, throw $5 on some score. Just get it something exciting. I'll be at Applebee's, so it is what it is. But
we ain't getting no invite, fan?
These are just my high school friends. We've been going 18 years every Thursday night. So, yeah. So, sorry, man.
So, you've been going 18 years without an invite?
Yeah. Hey, hold on. This is what Scott's going to do. He's going to wait until it turns to half-price appetizers before he orders food. I know what kind of guy Scott is.
What's the problem? I ain't mad at that.
I'm all about 10 o'clock half-price apps.
Get that happy hour special. Let's go. I ain't mad at that at all.
By then, the Yankees will be miserable and maybe down 6-9, but whatever. See, we've talked every sport here. Let's talk some rugby next.
I don't know. I think Stanton just hit another home run as we had this. They're not even playing yet, and he's already jacked one out.
All right, let's go. That's our DFS. We'll end the show here, but we'll go in preview week 4 stuff. So a couple games that I'm actually looking forward to. Obviously, the Bucks and Pats. One that I'm happy about, actually, the Monday night game. It's been a long time since there's been like a Raider Charger game on a Monday night that's really it meant something because, you've had the Chiefs dominating the Broncos with Peyton Manning. It's been a long time since the Raiders were this good, I think. Even when Carr had them at 13-3, they weren't great. But it's really cool to see a young quarterback like Herbert, who a lot of people had doubted, including me. Remember, he wasn't a captain, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's not that good." And he's really coming into his own. This is a big spot for him to really take the division by the horns and establish himself. All right, we're 3-1 now. Let's go win a Monday night game. So that is a game I'm looking forward to, and I'm happy to see an NFC West game mean that without the Chiefs being involved, if that makes sense. So that's a game I'm really looking forward to, aside from my team, obviously. Sir, we'll go to the Jet guy last.
All right, obviously the revenge game. Brady versus goes to New England. Obviously, everyone's gonna be watching that. But I'm intrigued by the NFC West games between Niners play Seahawks, Rams play Cardinals. It's the best division of football. So those two games are going to should both be competitive affairs. So I'll be tuning in.
All right, Tim.
I got the Jets for over 2.5 points this week. Anyone want to bet against me?
That good.
Okay,
wait, you said they got over?
Yes, Jets are going to score over 2.5.
They'll go over. They'll go over that total.
Over 6.5, sir. That's close.
No.
It's close.
Hold on. Go over 7.5. Give me that hook, old boy.
Okay, I got you. All right, that good. I'm looking forward to the Chiefs Eagles. I don't know. We're gonna find out which team is really bad. Because if the Eagles beat the Chiefs, what the fuck do you do? That's not a good way to start the season. Especially how the Eagles looked against the Cowboys. And if the Chiefs come back and win, well, it's back to normal. And the Eagles.
Yeah.
Not looking good for the rest of the season.
Especially with the Eagles schedule coming up, man, after this game. I mean, this game included, they have the Bucks, the Rams. It's brutal. It really is.
Hold on. What another game I'm actually intrigued by is Denver Baltimore. Denver's 3-0, but you said they really haven't played nobody. So is Denver for real? Are they contenders? Or are they pretenders? What are they? Theodore Bridgewater? He's been balling, but
Teddy Two Gloves, baby.
Teddy Two Gloves. Let's see what he does against an actual team.
Denver's one of those teams that they're 3-0, but would you be shocked if you look up in 3 weeks and they're 3-3? I mean, it's one of those you wouldn't be shocked.
That's That's what I'm saying. This is their chance to prove. Like everybody's been hyping them up, saying like they had top 10, top 5 ball club. Let's see. This is the chance to prove something.
All right, that ends our week 4 show. I don't know if I'll be back next week.
See you next week, old boy.
I'm kind of burnt out here, but we'll end it with this. One more fun fact: the longest play in Super Bowl history was Mushin Muhammad with the Panthers, 85-yard touchdowns, Super Bowl 38 with versus the Patriots. Which I didn't know that. Pretty interesting.
Jake Delhomme threw the right.
Yeah. Mushin
Delhomme, you know what I'm saying?
He was a solid fantasy receiver back in the day.
No, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? He was a monster, but him and Delhomme, they sang sweet songs together.
Yep.